Hello and a very warm welcome to World Stories. I'm Leila Harak with your International Reporters Magazine. Straight ahead, a success story from Yemen. Cooking on sunshine in Costa Rica, beauty with a mission in Burkina Faso, and a mind-blowing proposal in Bulgaria. But first, a group of computer nerds in Australia throw a party, it goes viral, and now it's an international phenomenon. You may never have heard of crypto parties before, but you should. During these get-togethers, ordinary internet users learn how to protect their privacy online. The goal, to empower people to control their personal information. Because as SBS reporter Andy Park shows us, without realizing it, online we often reveal things we don't choose to reveal.
What was once the domain of classified wartime secrecy or hidden away in mathematics labs is now the pursuit of an exploding global movement. In Sydney, code makers and breakers of the virtual world are materialising. This is a crypto party. It's a grassroots DIY session where ordinary internet users gather to learn how to encrypt their personal data, protecting it from governments, corporations and other users. They believe that privacy is a right, their knowledge base is crowdsourced, and they're trying to put the personal back into personal computing.
And that's what the crypto parties are about. Making some of these messages simple and sharing that information and trying to get past the technical jargon.
It all started in Melbourne, and this is one of 40 gatherings that's popped up since then in cities across the globe. In fact, parties like this are happening on the same day in Reykjavik, Brussels and Manila.
Basically, it was just a conversation that happened on Twitter, and I expected it to be a really small thing that was just amongst my friends, and it's taken off and it's now global.
More and more privacy is being taken back into the hands of users. Encryption is the science of changing data so it's unusable by anyone except the authorised recipient. The sender either uses a publicly available pool of keys or makes their own, and the booming trend is extending across hard drive encryption, email and chat protection, browser history, and even using your mobile phone.
Does it mean it's HTTPS?
Yeah, this is.
But crypto parties are not exclusive to a younger generation.
Privacy is a very important issue for me, whether it's on the internet or on the phone. Do you have to be a hacker to be into encryption? No, I don't think so. Not at all.
But is it teaching cyber criminals to hide their tracks?
I think those that want to break the law have already probably learnt cryptography. People like myself and other law-abiding citizens basically are the ones left on the hard end of the stick, who not only are having their privacy invaded by government and business, but also don't have those sort of skills previously to protect their own privacy.
So if you've got curtains on your bedroom windows, it's because you've got something to hide. It doesn't necessarily mean doing anything wrong, that's personal privacy.
A trend that's seeing internet users learning how to be private out in the open.
Well, let's move to Yemen now, a country not known for its success stories. One of the poorest nations in the Arab world, it always seems on the brink of collapse. It's a place where women cover up in public and are not often in the limelight. So when a Yemeni woman won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2011, the world took notice. But she's not alone. There are other fiery, fearless and ambitious women challenging the status quo in this deeply conservative society. As Nabil Al-Youssoufi from Al Ain TV discovered when he sat down with a newswoman who's breaking barriers.
Yemeni women face many challenges. Rasmia Al-Mulaiki has met and overcome many of them in the course of her television career. Now she's become the head presenter at Yemen's state satellite channel Saba.
Since I've become head presenter, I've never felt out of place or uncomfortable in any situation. I enjoy the same respect, recognition, and cooperation from my co-workers. At no point have I gotten the feeling that I've been left to fend for myself or that I'm not appreciated in my new position.
Rasmia Al-Mulaiki has been fighting the glass ceiling of a strictly male-dominated workplace for 15 years. When it comes to women's rights, Yemen is considered one of the most unequal societies in the world. But with the help of her family and her professional abilities, Rasmia's won respect and recognition.
What is the image of women working in the media? The attitude toward men working in the media is quite different. Men are respected and accepted, but women are seen as incompetent, whether they're a reporter in the field or a journalist. They're regarded as unable to have an opinion and incapable of working at this profession. Not to mention that they're going against the norm. Thank goodness I had the support of my family and my father, so I never had to worry about the prevailing attitudes.
Al-Mulaiki's co-workers at Saba have come to know and value their superior for her dedication to the job. And this recognition is an incentive for her to do more and better.
She's very good. Yemeni society hardly ever entrusts a woman with a leadership position. But she's been very successful in the presenters department. All the presenters at Saba are good, but Razmia is the most highly regarded of all.
Razmia Al-Mulaiki gives Yemeni women some of the blame for their failure to make progress, saying some passively accept conservative Yemeni customs. Razmia Al-Mulaiki succeeded by virtue of her own abilities, but she says her victory belongs to those Yemeni women who have fought for their rights.
It's free, it's abundant, and it's everywhere. Solar energy. One country with more than its share of sunshine is Costa Rica. In the Central American nation, one woman is now stirring things up with a bright idea, using solar energy for cooking. Fatima Montealegre has set out to harness the sun's clean, affordable, and sustainable energy. And as Gabriela Perez from Costa Rica's Canal 15 reports, the entrepreneur's solar cooking stoves are a glowing success.
The sun is a source of light, heat, and ultimately of life on Earth. In Costa Rica's Guanacaste province, the weather is mostly sunny and dry. This is where Fatima Montealegre and her family live. She's collected a great deal of experience using solar cookers.
I support the use of solar energy. I work with groups of women to build solar cookers. I encourage them to take part in projects like these. I've managed to learn something, and I want to share what I've learned with the women of other communities. And I've passed it on to my own family as well.
The exploitation of the Earth's resources is taking an increasing toll on its environment and climate. Costa Rica's 2010 report on the state of the nation declared that if this country is to achieve zero CO2 emissions, it will have to find eco-friendly ways to generate power, reduce the burning of wood, and reform transportation.
The solar cooker is one way to utilize a natural, clean, and healthy source of energy, like sunlight. It's important for a family to have a solar cooker at home. It reduces the need for firewood, which in turn helps to slow down the destruction of the forests and slow down global warming. And it's good for their health, because food cooked this way is healthier. And this is also about helping to protect natural resources right here at home.
There are various types of solar cookers that can reach temperatures from 150 to 400 degrees Celsius, depending on the time of day, the season, the air, and the weather conditions.
This is a solar cooker of the oven type. We local women built it ourselves, the same way the nearby Casa del Sol ecotourism project did. It uses direct sunlight, collects it here, and reflects it down here. This solar cooker consists of an exterior box, an interior chamber, a black plate, and most important of all, this reflector. It stands on a frame that lets us turn it toward the sun. That way, we can make the optimal use of the light and reach 150 degrees. That's the maximum temperature this oven can cook at.
Using this kind of solar cooker for 7 months can save up to 1,100 kilowatts of energy, 240 liters of natural gas, or 725 kilograms of firewood. It doesn't contribute to global warming or climate change because it releases no greenhouse gases.
This is an SK14 parabolic oven. The pot goes in here, and it can reach a temperature of 350 degrees Celsius.
Doña Fatima isn't the only woman in Guanacaste working along the same lines. More and more people are turning to ecological energy sources. They're showing the way for ordinary citizens, both men and women, to help protect the environment.
For me, the solar cooker opened a window of opportunity to learn new things and to develop along with it. We have to stop and think about how to protect our natural resources and our planet, a planet with so many God-given riches. We can't just sit on our hands and watch it be destroyed. So I'm doing my part, no matter how small it is. And you think it isn't important? In fact, it is.
Women in West Africa know the secret to smooth and soft skin. Shea butter, once a little-known product, it has become a beauty industry favorite. And butter from the shea nut is lifting women out of poverty in Burkina Faso. Women do most of the work in harvesting and processing the nuts in the country, and a significant percentage of the global sale proceeds goes to a women's cooperative there. That income allows the shea butter producers to take care of their families and to provide food and education for their children. Mike Muser and Marie Angot report for TVZ Africa.
The small town of Leo in southern Burkina Faso lives from the nuts of the shea tree. The nuts have transformed the lives of many local women, among them 59-year-old Lady. In 2001, Lady joined a group of local women to found the Nununa organization and mechanize production of shea butter. Now, the organization has more than 4,000 members. Lady has to work hard, but she's happy.
I ride my bicycle, so I get in some exercise. If I stayed home, I'd age even faster. I hope I can carry on working here for a long time. It keeps me fit.
Getting organized enabled these women to tap assistance from NGOs and buy large machines. That made the shea butter production process here much more efficient. A visit to the nearby village of Dabu shows how hard it used to be. The women here still make shea butter just as they have for centuries. They even have to make their own tools. As in most of the other villages, the people here make almost everything by hand. They work hard and make barely enough to survive. The women don't sing just to entertain themselves, but to set the pace for their work and support each other. Lady is here to offer her support. She serves as an advisor and contact person for the village women.
This is how we used to work before we got the big machines. Thank God that changed in 2001. It's really hard work to crush the nuts by hand.
Shea butter is a traditional local product used in cooking. Because of its high fat content, it's in high demand for export as well. Abroad, it's mainly used in cosmetic products. Making shea butter has always been women's work, whether by tradition or in Nununa. The organization has grown and is now able to produce shea butter on a large scale, and that has paid off.
Actually, now we're only producing for export. Our main customer is the French brand L'Occitane. The French buy about 80% of our shea butter. Another customer is Sophie, also in France. And we sell to Canada as well. We also produce our own soap from shea butter. We sell that locally and to France.
Once again, the moment of truth for these workers has come. The shea butter they've produced over the past few days is weighed. The women work in groups, and each group is paid by the weight of their product. They don't concern themselves with the export or marketing. The Nununa directors take care of that. In this way, the women can collect their pay quickly and directly. Everyone in Lady's family is up well before 7 a.m. As a widow, Lady alone provides for her family. She takes her grandson to school every day before she goes to work.
When we've got enough orders, I have no trouble financing our lives here.
But she is well aware that she couldn't do it without Nununa, nor could she afford to send her grandson to school. His education is one of her top priorities. She wants him to have a better future. Even so, she is optimistic and satisfied with her life.
What I hope for myself is that we'll keep getting lots of orders. And maybe someday I'll be able to afford a little motorcycle or a car that I can use to drive to work.
Even now, Lady has already set an example for the women of Leo.
When authorities in the Philippines moved forward with plans to make kindergarten mandatory there, they overlooked a pressing issue: lack of space. Students in the country were already crammed into classrooms, and the new law has put additional pressure on an already critical situation. To ease overcrowding, officials have now introduced temporary mobile facilities, turning trucks into makeshift classrooms. Reporter Anya Koch took a look at how it works.
In a suburb of Manila, children attend class in a converted truck. They and their teachers like being outside in the fresh air. It's far better than trying to concentrate while being cooped up in a sweltering classroom.
I think this solution is conducive to learning because the kids are relaxed and not crammed into a hot classroom.
The truck is a temporary solution to a problem widespread in the Philippines: overcrowded classrooms. With an average of 42 children to a room, Corazon Aquino Elementary is no exception. And since a law took effect requiring all children to attend kindergarten, things are getting worse. There is simply not enough space. So the Education Ministry launched its Kindergarten on Wheels project.
Situation where you don't have enough space, so you need to be creative and think of projects like this.
The Education Ministry pays 800,000 pesos, or more than 15,000 euros, to convert one truck. And that includes all the modern classroom equipment, even a television. But unless more financial support is forthcoming, the trucks will overflow even faster than the classrooms.
We could add additional 100,000 pesos more, it could be bigger so that it won't be as crowded. So that is my ambition, to make it bigger. But since we are budget constrained, then that is one problem that we have to face and address.
The Aquino school still doesn't have enough room, so it's hard to reintroduce the shift system. From 6 a.m. till 6 p.m., the students come for a 3-hour school day. It's the only way for the school to accommodate all the children. Half of them in the classroom, half of them in the truck. This truck is the only mobile classroom so far. Sponsors are needed to finance more, so every child will have a seat in a schoolroom as mandated by law.
Many people only get one shot at it, asking the one you love to marry you. But for a man in Bulgaria high on love, getting down on one knee and proposing the old-fashioned way just wasn't enough. Nova TV's Jivko Konstantinov has this story on winning hearts by going that extra mile.
She's 25 years old from the port city of Varna and works in a medical laboratory. He's 27, also from Varna, and a graphic designer. Mariana and Yasin met through mutual friends, and the chemistry was immediate. They've been together for 8 years now. They both watched Nova's documentary about parachuting and decided to try their hand. Except that Yasin has another motive, an idea that he's kept secret. He wants to ask Mariana to marry him after a jump. Mariana has no clue what's coming. Mariana, are you going to jump? Who made you do this?
I wanted to, but he insisted as well.
Yeah, I'm to blame.
Men are always to blame. Mariana prepares to board the plane. She'll jump from 3,500 meters above ground level. Meanwhile, Yasin has a surprise in store. While Mariana's flying high, he gets ready to pop the question.
I'm preparing the message I want my beloved to see the moment she lands. Or maybe just before that, so she realizes what she's seeing.
What does it say?
It's the standard message every woman wants to hear. Will you marry me? That's what I wrote.
While preparations on the ground are in full swing, the plane door opens. They'll reach speeds of 240 kilometers an hour. They work up their courage and jump into free fall. Now we'll wait and see if she says yes.
We're waiting and hoping she will say yes. You don't always get what you wish for.
What will you do if she says no?
Another attempt, another time, another place.
This is what awaited Mariana.
I will kill him.
Come on, answer my question.
100 times yes.
I tried to get rid of you. I threw you out of a plane with a parachute, but I failed. This is it. Will you marry me?
We wish the happy couple all the best.
За здравей, България!
Мариана.
Ясен. Живко. На здраве.
Well, all's well that ends well. We wish the lovebirds all the happiness in the world. And that just about wraps up this week's program. Thanks for joining us. As always, don't forget that if you want to watch the show again, all you have to do is head to our website. But before we go, here are this week's pics of the world from the streets of India. See you next time.